What is up, Keller Keemstar Nation? I'm your host, Drama Alert Nation. Whatever, I don't care anymore. Let's get right into the news. So LS tells Karasmai to get on his show, because they're going to talk about the drama directly. You can see right here, talking to Karasmai directly about the drama. This apparently happened pretty recently. Holy crap. And hey, we're in for a show. So I got to see what the hell is really going on here, because there's going to be a little talk, and we all know how LS can be. It's going to be quite entertaining. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Hello? Hi.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where do you want to start?
I mean, we could just start. Did you watch the video that I made?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I covered a lot of things, but I can kind of just brief over it.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I just brought up why this was all brought up and the timing of it. And the problem that I have with this is that this is just something to throw in, and why it's a little bit distasteful in my mouth is that he brought all this up over a solo queue game where he flamed me and I responded, and then because of, like, if you watch the game, I didn't say anything to him. He was flaming, trolling, crying, and then all I said was like, shh, and then he went crazy on me. And it's just very distasteful that out of all this, he brought this up because of a solo queue game, right?
Okay.
And then I just brought up like a lot of things about how I was in a similar situation.
Okay.
And I signed a contract, and it helped me out a lot. And even on his stream, he brings up, okay, at the time, I would have signed a 50% deal for my YouTube channel. He was trying to say YouTube and Twitch are different. But the thing is, if he was willing to sign a 50% deal, that just means that he was willing to sign a contract, just not one with me, because he didn't believe I could do anything for his Twitch, which is fine. Then he could just say no. So how is it wrong for me to offer it?
Well, okay. I can unpack a lot here, I think. One, I think 50% is pretty gross. Two, the timing of the offer is predatory, because the language that he uses within the tweet, well, not just in the tweet, but also in the DM. I don't have it open in front of me. But the language that he uses, he stresses financial woes. But if you truly are versed in this field or in this industry, growth doesn't occur in 1 week. It doesn't occur in 2 weeks or a month or 2 months, right? Which means that out the gate, he's going to be operating at a net loss. So I went and I calculated his current subscriber count. He would owe you almost $700 a month just on subs, which means that he needs an income of 275 new subscribers, which is actually above what his average CCVs were. Mm-hmm. That's not feasible.
I think the thing is I never gave him a full contract. This was just an opening entry. Like, this was just like, okay, if you're interested in this. If I gave him a full contract, we could have bent a lot of things. We could have went over specifics. I could have given him like a grace time, like maybe you don't have to pay me for the first couple months, and then, when you start making more money. But there was a lot to be like interpreted. Like, I had a full contract for the one person I did sign, which I only signed one person. And I was definitely willing to work things out. But I mean, the thing is that this was just like kind of introducing like something new. Like, we would have gotten into a call. We would have been more like, it's not just like everything settled over a Twitter DM. This was just kind of introducing like something like new to him. Like, okay, this is an opportunity. This isn't like something you need to do, or like something I'm trying to get out of you. Like, I was only trying to benefit him and me. Like, obviously it's business, so I want to earn something from it. But if he cannot at that time, because of how his situation is, give me what he needs to give me, then I would be understanding of that. I would definitely be like, okay, we can just wait a couple months, and then when things pick up, we can change, maybe pay back or something, or maybe just up the rate a little bit for a couple months after, when he was making a lot more money.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess, yes, a Twitter DM is not contractually, well, I mean, there's no details that are ironed out, right? It can just be the initial opening, sure. I guess what I take gripe with, right, is language is already there that would allow you to wiggle out of certain things. And I mean, I recognize the language right off the bat. I've been around in this industry for 16, 17 years. I lived with a lot of very bad people. intentionally vague language is obviously a very strong manipulation tactic. It's also the type of language that con men use. When you're saying that essentially we would be hosting each other and helping build off of each other and maybe make content together for YouTube every now and then, that's not binding, right? Every now and then could be once a week, it could be once a month, it could be once a year, right? There's nothing binding there. The other people that are cited, as being a part of this group or content ideas, again, there's no binding there. But even when you look at the other people that are cited, it's not very concrete. But then the question that I would say, so then you go on in the second paragraph, says the contract would be 30% of your Twitch sub-ad sponsor revenue for 2 years. But like I said, being at a higher viewer count, you will be likely making way more than usual over time. So my immediate question is, do you actually believe that?
Oh, 100%. Because I received something very similar for Twitch alone. And it's not, like, the thing is, people get the wrong impression of what I would do. I think I know a good amount about how to grow a Twitch stream since I've grown my own, and the one person I am working with is doing a phenomenal job right now. And the thing is, I definitely think that if I set him up with the right schedule, right timing, and duoed games with him, I think it's mostly if you're already kind of known and you get your name even more out there, and then you get an auto host to add onto that, let's say he streams all day, what was he averaging, 100, 200 views? Let's say he streams all day, 100, 200 viewers. The amount of money he's making compared to if he had even 600, 800 viewers, the amount of money he would make is way more, way, way more. And you're right, it wouldn't be instant, but like I said, it wasn't like I didn't throw everything out there all at once. I wasn't like, yo, you got to sign this, you got to do this. It's something that would have came along, if we continued to talk on it. This was just the initial thing. There's a lot of negotiating to be done. And if, he wanted more okay, well, I want to know more about who exactly is in, how we're going to help each other. Well, you're right. It wouldn't be an everyday thing. It'd be content ideas, maybe a race to challenger, maybe stuff like that,
So the only so I have a couple of gripes with this, right? Because I've done this with other people. I did it with Nemesis. I've done it with Crowny. I've done it with the Koreans that have lived with me. I've given them massive hosts. The reality is that very few people retain any even remotely large percentage of the host. If you give someone a 2,000 viewer host, they're lucky if even 300 people stay after 1 hour. Yep. Sometimes less. Yep. So if you know this inside of the scene, then you're not even actually doubling his viewer count, but you want him to you want him to multiply his subscriber count by 33%. I mean, that's not feasible. There's no way that a 30% increase to viewer count translates to a 33% increase subscriber count. No one inside of this industry that does this full time would ever think that that's an accurate translation. One of the reasons that Crownshot joined Vitality over coming to Gen G is despite being juiced by really big people, me, Rat IRL, Sanch, Nemesis, etc., nothing was sticking, and his analytics were all really down in the dumps. Yeah. Even though he was being juiced by whales. Now, the other thing that I thought is really interesting is you cited other people have been doing this. So I went ahead and I looked at all the people that Professor Akali claims to have helped out, and I went through all their analytics. And most of the time, they're actually dying, or they're pretty much the same. I'm showing it on my screen. I went through every single one. None of them experience growth, or if they do, it's nothing that could be directly translated or correlated with Professor Akali. So it seems really weird. In fact, some of them ended up quitting streaming and never had any success in the first place. Some of their videos... Is that
Twitch or YouTube?
Oh, it's everything. I looked at everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I went through every single person that I could find that he cited. I even went through YouTube videos where he cited other types of people, like Kocho, where he cited in the Cat Evolved drama video, right? Where he justified taking 50%, which was also sort of fallacious in nature, right? The 50, 100% thing that he says about Cat Evolved. So I went through that, and this guy just hits algorithm sometimes, but a lot of times he doesn't hit algorithm. So there's actually no direct correlation.
I think a lot of, with who grows and who blows up, it's a lot of your work ethic and being able to bend your personality to fit towards what is benefit. I think a lot of it has to do with just consistency with how you act, because a lot of people, and this is something that I coach specifically, it's not just trying to coach people on let's take Chase Shako as someone who is a main example. So he was working with Chase, and Chase, if you look at his YouTube channel, he was getting 500,000 views, million views, all this. Chase said, I don't want to do clickbait. I don't want to act like this. I don't want to do that. And he chose not to. And then his viewership died all the way down. A lot of these people are willing to sign, but they're not willing to listen to advice on how you should act and how you should behave and how you should do things. And people that have listened and followed through, I found have been to be very successful. You know, me, Fog, Zwag. And a lot of it is just catering towards your audience, because if you brand your audience in a certain way, you have to understand how to work towards them, not against them. And a lot of these people, whether it's ego or something, they don't want to bend towards acting that way. But this is a job. You have to, you have to be like PR. You have to be smart with how you act, and you have to be smart with how you present yourself. So a lot of it would be like not just, let me just do all this work for you. No, it's like teaching them how you should properly work around your audience,
Sure. So why is the I would then say, why is the success rate so low? But then if you know that the success rate's so low, I mean, this is the other thing, right? If you're saying that it's personality specific, then why would you, if the nature of your message isn't predatory, why would you then not want to actually know who the person is rather than just offer it to them generally, right?
Well, the thing is, this is the first time I've ever done anything. Professor Akali with his YouTube, that's all him. This is something that we were trying to do where we could do like a Twitch and YouTube, because this is when I finally defined myself on Twitch. So I wanted to help. So I thought with Twitch and having our own little group, I could be a lot more personal. I could share a lot of stories of things that I've personally done that have helped me. Sometimes it's finding the right time slots. Sometimes it's finding like the right attitude. Sometimes it's just playing with people. Like, okay, dude, maybe we should duo this day, so then people see your name. Like, honestly, you don't even need to host people to get them to grow. It's mostly, okay, if someone plays with me a lot and their name is there, boom, they're gonna blow up. And the thing is, I wasn't offering this deal to a lot of streamers. I offered this to about 3 or 4 people, and a lot of them were people I was close with or friends with at the time. Like I said, Forgotten Project, me and him, we weren't friends. Like, if you watch the video, he like in the DMs, there was a lot of weird things said, but we were definitely like, we weren't like enemies. Like, we talked. So I thought, okay, maybe if I can talk to someone reasonably, I think I can help them with Twitch, because I think I understand a good amount about how like Twitch growth is. For YouTube, I can't speak on that behalf because that's Professor Akali. I'm not exactly sure why those things fell out, because I wasn't in charge of it. I was doing my own thing. And for Twitch, I personally think I could have helped people push forward, and I'm doing that right now with a streamer named Dono, and he's doing a phenomenal job. He went from 8 viewers to 300 average, which is, some people think it's easy, but I actually find it harder if you're no viewer streamer to get viewers than someone who has like 100, 200 to get to 1,000. I think if you're at 100, 200, you can easily get to 1,000 if you know how to work towards your audience, and if you know the right times to stream, the right attitude to have, the right, just everything, even your gameplay, even things like that, definitely I could help with. So I just thought I could have done so much in this situation to help these people. So I just thought, okay, why not try and offer it?
Okay. I mean, I guess something here, right, is you're selling it though as mostly hosting tips and all this other stuff, right? But most of the people that are cited as like hosting each other and being a part of this team, I mean, Professor Akali can't even help himself on Twitch. How's he going to help anyone else? The other thing that's really weird is Professor Akali's videos only get double what Forgotten Projects does. I mean, how is Forgotten Project, while factoring in a video editor paying 30% ad revenue, going to even break even?
No, I never offered for YouTube. I actually said specifically that for YouTube, he has his own channel. I'll let him just have that. But he did mention on stream that he was offered a YouTube contract. He would have taken it. And that just shows to me that it's not the contract being offered that's the problem. It's that he doesn't believe that I would actually help him and I'm just taking money from him, which I don't believe to be the case. I personally had nothing but the best interest of helping him. And if we had to work more things out and negotiate, that would have been fine. We could have went over it. But he said no straight away, so I was fine with it. I just moved on. I didn't think there was a problem behind it.
I mean, but isn't it problematic if the only people in the team that actually even break, 1,000, 2,000 viewers is you?
Well,
because you're selling to selling something to someone that might not do any of their research. I mean, I go through some of these people are 200 Andes. I mean, they can't even host themselves.
Well, I never signed Stevens or the other people I mentioned. See, the thing is I would have had friends and I would have given
So
friends
they were on the
favors,
board.
so they, well, yeah, but I would have definitely made sure that my friends would have helped grow someone who was struggling. Like I would have been like, okay, yo, dude, I'll give you a host if you host this guy, and then we can just build in other people's audiences, because obviously I think the one trick streamer audience is pretty like flexible. Like people like watching one tricks in my opinion. So I think, okay, I'm friends with this one trick, I'm friends with that one trick. I could just be like, yo, dude, you mind hosting this guy? I'll give you a host tonight. You know, like I was looking actively for a lot of things to do. So it would not have just been like, yo, we need these other people to succeed for you to succeed. Like, I think I definitely would have put my best interest into making sure that everyone does well. And the only person I've signed, the only person I work with is Nono, and I think he's doing a great job, because he's making, he had 7 subs and now he has 500. So I mean, I'm not sure about numbers, but I definitely think I'm leading him into a right direction, even though there are some like things that we disagree on. It's just like, that's the thing about this, is that there's a lot of room to talk. It's not like I'm just like, okay, I'll take your money and then I'll say a couple things.
Jesus Christ, so much people are watching.
These are people I'm close with. Like
But I know.
I essentially see them as partners, because I want to help them grow as much as they can, because I'm benefiting from it and they're benefiting from it. You know?
Sure. I can understand where the intent can be. I can understand that, but I guess what I'm asking is in your heart of hearts, do you believe that? So when you reach out to him, he's a 300 CCV, 900 sub, fell down to 750. So again, the markup is that he needs to make 275 new subscribers in the first month just to break even with what he owes you. But after his down,
see, my opinion changes when he has 750 subs, and when he makes his offer, like he's thinking, like I thought this guy was making $500. I think even Karasmai was probably thinking this guy's making like $200, $500 on Twitch. Apparently, he's actually making around 2,000, 1,000 a month, honestly. So like at that point, 20%, 30% becomes a big deal. And even like for me, I wouldn't even want to touch that. Like, I don't even think Karasmai knows he's making $2,000 a month. But I mean, he hasn't said anything. He's also being pressured by LS.
Downfall, he needs to make 212 subs. And again, both of these values are actually higher than his CCVs. Do you really believe that someone with his already numbers can actually grow to a state where this is sustainable while not just actually making him?
I think Karasmai could be pressured. I'm not sure, but like I think I would be. I wouldn't know what to say because he's kind of pressuring. But like I'd probably say like, well, I didn't know he's making 2,000. You know, like I thought he was making $500 a month, and like I don't even want that money. Like he could have that money, whatever 20-30% is. So like maybe there would be like thresholds, like, oh, if you're making this amount, go for it. Like that's when the contract takes in place. But like obviously it's a little binding to be like, okay, so like I grew you, now you're this amount. So like, yeah, I do want a percentage because I did technically grow you. And that's where it would end. But if it's like he's taking 500, like he's taking 20% of $500, like I wouldn't even take that. I don't even think Karasmai would, or even 1,000. Like at that point, it's just like, yeah, if he's trying to live off it, no. Now if it's like 5,000 a month, give me like 20%.
Basically fall into debt for at least the first year.
At first,
if you grew him
in a year, I definitely think he would do way more. But at first, like maybe the first couple months, if he needed time, I would give him time. Like I said, there was no contract, there was nothing on the table, there was no negotiation. We could have definitely talked it out and went more through with it. But this was just, like I said, this is just like the entry level. Like this is just, okay, offering this option. You want to talk more about it? We can talk more. If not, that's fine. The problem I'm seeing is that I don't see why all this drama is coming out of giving someone an option. Like the thing is, we could talk way more about it. This isn't, I'm not putting everything on the line. It's not all immediate. This is not like you need to sign this. You're stuck in this 30%, 20%. Even though I lowered 20%, everyone says 30%, but 20%. There's so much to be flexible with.
Don't you think it's kind of weird to drop 1/3 of the total amount that you're seeking at the drop of a hat because someone's walking away?
Well, I mean, definitely, yeah, I could see why you say that, but it's honestly, it just comes from me not fully understanding how this stuff works. I was interested to get people. I was interested to get people, and I was just wondering what exactly he wanted. Like, I was willing to negotiate. That's the thing. I was willing to negotiate, and obviously, I'm gonna open with like a higher amount. But if there was issues, then we could have easily sorted them out. Like, there was a lot to be seen through it. You're right. I would have went through a lot to get someone to sign. I would have been willing to do a lot to get people to sign. So I would have been willing to wait a couple months. I would have been willing to, maybe help him get on his feet and then work on it. But that's the thing, is that there was no like real conversation of that, because it just ended at that point.
Yeah, I guess
it's just speculation at this point.
Sure. So obviously, from my standpoint, right, we never assume that these DMs go public and all this other stuff, right? I don't understand why your opening pitch doesn't say all of this stuff.
What?
When I had Nemesis, who's sitting right next to me, come out to Korea, when he was in turmoil deciding with what to do with Fnatic and a ton of other stuff, I assured him he'd be on every LCS coach stream, LCK coach stream, LEC, hosts. I told him I would adjust my schedule, which hurts me. But it doesn't really matter. So because we operate at the same schedule, which is also something, I could get into here, where hosts mean that you don't operate at the same schedule, which means that if you're trying to actually help the person with your community, you're, as the main brand person, actually choosing a time slot that you've identified as beneficial. So usually this works with intercontinental relationships better than it does with same continent.
Definitely.
So that one's also a little bit weird. But if you understand the market, you would already understand that.
I completely agree. I think I could have worded it way better. But like I said, this is like my first time doing this. I went into it like a complete idiot. And but the thing is that a lot of people don't see that my intent was never to be anything bad. And I don't see it. Like, the thing is, with what I opened with, it could have been worded way better. I could have said, okay, this and that. Like, it could have been much smarter. But this is the first time I've ever done any of this. Like, this is just trying to get, like, I have the knowledge to help grow people's streams. I don't have the knowledge to, like, be, I'm not, like, good at signing people or good at, like, understanding this. I know how to play League, and I know how to grow on Twitch.
Give me this.
So it's like, my knowledge is very limited towards, like, how to actually approach someone on telling them, yo, dude, do you want help on this? Like, I definitely could have worded it way better. That's 100% true. But the issue that I'm seeing is that all these people are essentially saying I'm an online predator because I offered someone.
Well, not predator in the sense that predator is usually thrown around with. Yeah, I understand. The other thing, I haven't touched on it, right? Is there obviously you're very aware that our community, being LoL Esports Talks, right? There's a lot of behind closed doors conversations about shenanigans with Professor Akali and others, right? Yeah. So my reaction to this specific instance, as well as probably many others, probably stems from that. Stuff that happens that has shady behavior, or these contract prisons and all this other stuff, or whatever goes on. I think Bunny used to be someone that was like affiliated. I'm not even totally sure. Bunny's probably multimillionaire doing whatever he does now. But the thing that's really weird to me is, like, even I was saying that if I could convince like a 2 or 3K Andy to give me 30% in exchange for hosts, I feel like even I would be scamming.
See, I just have to disagree with that, because the thing is you're setting it's a risk that someone is willing to take. That if you gave me that option, I would negotiate to 20. But if you gave me that option, I would take it. And that's my personal, because the thing is, if I'm seeing those viewers and I'm seeing those numbers, it gives you room to work with. It gives you so much room to work with. It gives you an opportunity. It gives you this chance. Okay, I'm already doing good. I get an auto host. Maybe it's only a couple extra hundred viewers. But the thing is, you ease into those viewers. I try and understand your audience. I try and adjust a little bit of what I do. Like, maybe I'm more informed.
I would take
it's trying to build into that. And, maybe I'd ask, hey, yo, can you give me coaching? Can you, I'd pay for that too. Like, the thing is, that's just how this streaming stuff works.
I would take that.
Giving yourself opportunities to grow, because it's not very easy to get your name out there. So if I'm being honest, I would 100% take that deal. 20%, I would 100% take that deal. Like, that would be something. Not everyone would agree with that. Obviously, not everyone would agree with that. But that's just something personal for me, because I came from the same place Forgotten Project came from. And that's something I went over the video. This is not to like bring sympathy card. This is just to say why I think this isn't a bad thing. This Professor Akali offered me 50% for my YouTube. I just got banned on Twitch. I got unbanned, and my stream was dying. I had an awful personality. I wasn't willing to change. He talked me through some things on how I should be acting. He helped me a lot. Like, the thing is, with whatever else he does, I'm not really into that. Like, I do my own thing. He helped me out, and now I'm doing now I'm on my own. And this thing that we were gonna do, which is for YouTube and Twitch, and the YouTube thing he offered for me, it helped me out a lot. But like I said, Forgotten Project already had a YouTube, so I was not really gonna offer him that. I was like, I'm not gonna ask for his YouTube money when he's already doing great on YouTube. I thought he was doing a really good job, which would help because the thing is, I can try and advise him. Okay, dude, maybe you need to pump daily uploads to grow your audience on Twitch. You know.
Well, one of the things I kind of want to give you perspective on, right, is you're willing to take the 20% from me because you have the viewership and the sub count, and you're probably operating at a net positive every month, right? So if I were to offer it to you, I wouldn't offer it to you at 30%. I'd say give me 80, because that's basically what you're offering him.
But the thing is
you're asking him to function at a net loss, and you know that he's functioning at a net loss because he already told you. So I would make sure to make you function at a net loss to put you at the same risk.
Be like that. It wouldn't be like that forever. The thing is it would be 80 for a couple months, 2-3 months max, and then it'd be like 50, and then it'd be like 20, and the money would go way more up. I honestly believe his stream career could have taken off very hard, and you know, that's up for debate. That's up for maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but that's on people not trusting in not being able to trust what I do and how I work with things. I think I do a good job of understanding how Twitch works. I've definitely grown my stream with probably one of the worst reputations next to like.
I'm actually so confused. What are these numbers coming from? I don't know where it's going from.
Tarzan and everyone, you know, with all the drama and controversy I was in, I grew my stream because I understood what I was doing. So I think someone with a clean slate, someone who's clean slate, good attitude, plays the game, consistent. Yeah, maybe they would miss out on some early on, but the thing is, he is struggling. I'm willing to give him time to work on that. So I wouldn't even ask for stuff in the first couple months if he really wanted.
I had this conversation on Twitch. I mean, you and me both fucking lucked out. We're both lucky sons of bitches. Yeah, you were around in 2017. I had you in a game on NA and solo queue when I was in North America. We're both just lucky. It's not that we both know what we're doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I lucked out that Riot gave me co-streaming. Who the fuck are we kidding? I wouldn't
necessarily agree on the luck though.
No, hold on. Cutie Pie's gone. Scar is gone. Saint got fucking canceled. Loco's gone. Fucking, do I need to keep going? Tyler got banned temporarily. Yasuo literally switched off League for a while. Tarzan is up and down like a roller coaster at Six Flags.
Ambitious got canceled?
So many. Shifter stopped streaming League. I can just keep going. Night Blue fell from D3 to D5. I can just keep going, right? There's so many people that just died. And of course, Tarzan got fucking canceled. Streaming.
I gotta hear all this. Hold on.
I
wouldn't necessarily agree on the luck though.
No, hold on. Cutie Pie's gone. Scar is gone. Saint got fucking canceled. Loco's gone. Fucking, do I need to keep going? Tyler got banned temporarily. Yasuo literally switched off League for a while. Tarzan is up and down like a roller coaster at Six Flags.
What?
So many. Shifter stopped streaming League. I can just keep going. Night Blue fell from D3 to D5. I can just keep going, right? There's so many people that just died. And of course, we pick up some of it. We pick up some of the traction.
Exactly. But that's the thing. If it's an open market and I'm willing to help someone, that gives them so many options. If you're telling me right now it's not an open market, when I'm streaming at night, I'm the #1 English streamer so many nights in a row because absolutely no one's on. You're right. It's a lucky time period. I'm lucky. But that's the thing. I could help someone with giving them those extra viewers because they build up on the list and then they can get lucky. They can get in the same position I am. I wouldn't put it all to luck because it's a lot of streaming. I've streamed 10 hours a day, every day when I first started grinding because I wanted my name to get out there. And boom, I got 40,000 followers in my first month. After the month prior to that, I got 500 followers that month. So you're right. But I think the market is so open right now. So to be able to help someone, that would just benefit them. That would benefit them. Like, the thing is, if immediately I'm not going to hand out someone a bunch of money unless I'm like really close to them, which I've done. If anyone knows me, I've done that. And the thing is, this is just giving him an option. If he doesn't want to take that, if he wants to negotiate it, we could talk more about it. If he doesn't want to, then leave it at that. I'm not seeing where the drama comes in. Where does all the beef come from? Where does all this stuff come from? Where am I the bad guy in all this situation? Like, obviously, I worded it not the best because I'm not the best at trying to sign people. This is my first ever time trying to do this. It's my first ever time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with the market open, I understand there are people that are able to blow up. There are people that are able to succeed. And I think I can help them because I personally did it. You did it. Do you think that you could take someone who has 200, 300 viewers and make them maybe like 500, 1K viewers? Just if you like advise them, not just host them, but advise them. You don't think you could?
No.
Oh.
Even if you gave them like on-stream coaching, you like
absolutely.
Played with them,
I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I have to identify that I think that they're actually capable.
So what would you say about people like Sanchovies, who went from essentially
Sanch
to playing with Yasuo?
Oh my God.
Sanch is one of the best streamers on Twitch.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can recognize that he's one of the best streamers. I recognize he was one of the best streamers on Twitch when he was streaming to 800 viewers.
So who's to say Forgotten Project isn't, and he just needs to get eyes on him?
I mean, that's sort of a skill. That's sort of a skill. But if you asked me, can I do it to anyone? The answer is no, and I would never promise anyone. It's the same way that it's the same reason I turn people away from coming to Korea to get coaching. It's the same reason I refuse to coach certain people.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I saw him as someone who had skill, so I reached out to him. I didn't reach out to a lot of streamers.
When I see people that have genuine skill, I offer to go above and beyond because I believe in them long term, the way that I did with Sanch, Nemesis, and Max and Fudge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why not offer to help him out initially at the start and then take something later?
Like I said, the way that I open up with it, it's not going to be the best because I'm not the smartest at like getting people to work with me or getting people to sign. Because all I know is Twitch and League. So yes, I probably should have just hired someone to do it for me. Because right now I just hire a bunch of people to do stuff. So you're right,
okay.
100%. I agree with that. You're right.
Okay.
I should have not have worded it like that. But the thing is that my intention alone is the thing that like people are getting mixed up. I never tried to like scam someone into working with me and like if I was notorious for this, there would be people coming out left and right. Like I've offered a couple streamers that I was friends with or close with or people that I just watched. I watched him. I thought he was a good streamer. I thought he was entertaining. So I thought, okay, you have eyes on you, man. You get more eyes on you. How do you think that's gonna go? It's like the thing is, I'm not trying to trick him. I'm not saying, dude, if you get this host, you're gonna be big. You're gonna be a star. I'm saying that this is an opportunity for you. If you think you have what it takes, you truly think you're an entertaining streamer, and I offered you more viewers, guidance, like scheduling, and just how you act and playing with me, it's definitely an opportunity that a lot of people I think would take. And if people disagree with not wanting to take it, that's fine. Just say no. But where does this all come out? And why does it all come out over a solo queue game? Because he flamed me. Like the whole premise of it coming out is just what bothers me. He had all this time. And then he hasn't streamed for 10 days. He streams today to talk about the drama. You don't think there's something he's trying to gain from me out of this? When I wasn't really trying to.
Oh well, no. I mean, I don't know if you saw my response. I mean, his tweet longer had a couple of really weird things in it. Like, I mean, the last sentence is just. I mean, it's a banger. PS don't flex your rank in League with me. You play all day. You don't even have a driver's license. I have a normal job. Go outside and still idle 300, 400 LP, while barely playing any more relax. I mean, that's obviously obviously, yes, I can tell something is triggering this twit longer, right? It doesn't come out of nowhere. But at the same time, I mean, you asked me the question, do I think I could just do this for anyone? No, the answer is no. So I would never offer it to anyone. But I understand what you're saying, where you're saying that you think that he has potential to do something, which is why you're offering it to him, right? Yep. So the only way that gets slippery is if it's found that you've offered it to other people. Because then you're just finding like lots of people and messaging it, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean inherently that you don't think that those people have potential as well. I just think if you look at the record of most people, that had help, most of it ended in failure. Now I'm not saying with you. I mean the others that I looked at on stream, right? I looked at the analytics and stuff. So. Like these things. I mean, I wouldn't say it's failure. I just would say that it doesn't convert to anything, right? So, I think when you're making statements like these, there should be something tangibly to touch. Yeah. But obviously, at the time of writing this, there's nothing. I think because it's so poorly worded is what a lot of people take gripe with. But I would recognize this as language that is used by people who are trying to swindle.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see things like this in lots of different places. The analogy that I was trying to give is imagine there's a random guy who works, I don't know, 9 to 5 somewhere, right? And he's just barely affording to make rent. Mm-hmm. He can barely afford it. And then you offer him, to help him out with his work. But in doing so, he's actually going to fail to pay rent on the first month.
That's not what I was offering, though.
Well, I mean, you asked him for 30% out the gate.
Out the gate, yes. But the thing is, we never talked about contract. We never got into specifics. You're kind of just speculating on what the specifics were exactly. Like, that's the thing. There was so much more to be talked about, but it never got to that point. That's what I'm saying. Where's the issue if it never got to that point? Like, here's the thing. I was in the exact same position. Like I said, I was in the exact same position. I was going to get kicked out. My parents were pissed off at me. I had no money. I had to do a lot of shit I didn't want to do for money. And I was given this opportunity, and I took it. It worked out for me. So I thought, okay, maybe I offered someone else. Because listen, I knew struggle, so I understand struggle. Like, people want to make fun of me, all this. No, man. Like, it's really like, it's more to it than it seems. Like, this is just an opportunity to get interested in like what exactly is going on. Like, okay, do you want to talk more about it? We could talk in Discord. We could talk in the contract.
If that's true that you want to talk more about it and that's not the case, he gives you an out to actually talk about it. He says, I barely have enough to put to rent as it is. I'll have to pass. Too risky. You reply, KK, no problem. I hope shit works out, though. Like I said, might just be the timing.
So, okay, but listen, LS. If I continue to ask, then I seem like a predator. So whatever I do, I'm wrong. If he says, I don't know if I can.
Well, no, because he said too risky, so you just make it not risky for him.
But the thing is that it could be misinterpreted in any way. Like, if I 100% said, okay, well, maybe we can work things more out, and he said, I don't know, then I would be even more of a predator. Like, there's no winning in this situation for me.
There absolutely is. Here, let me follow along with my painting here. So you offer to help him out for the first 3 months, okay? And if he experiences exponential growth, okay, it's mostly coming from your community. Your community holds you in high regard first and foremost. Okay, if at the end of the 3 months he is now making more and everything's going well, you then remind him that you have the contract. If he says, no, I think I'm good, I've grown a lot on my own and all this other stuff, then you air that dirty laundry. The community, which he then used and cultivated off of you, is still your community. You get to turn this shit into clout on Twitter over fucking night. You get all the blowups, you get the new viewers, and oh my god, you got swindled. He loses his stream and he gets canceled overnight. Suddenly, woe is you. You get all the new stuff. I mean, that's actually how it works, and I know that. I'm fucking Lord Sneck. I mean, this is just how it goes. And try to tell me I'm wrong on that, by the way. Try to tell me that you don't have that ace up your sleeve if you offered that, and that's how that plays out.
I mean, I'm just confused how any of this is even happening. Like, I'm confused how people can see.
Well, I'm just asking, am I wrong on that?
Okay. No, I don't think you're wrong. But okay, here's where I'm going. Okay, so I think you're at a pretty reasonable state, but then you have people like, even Loco Doco in his chat right now is saying, I tried to negotiate a contract with someone after they tweet something suicidal. I never saw a suicidal tweet. Like, where's all this coming from? Like, people are hearing that I thought.
I don't care. I think he's acting like, I don't know, a contract, whatever, right? I'm trying to think. If you, okay, let's say this contract protects both people, because what if this happens? Let's say I don't host you and do that, right? Now you're screwed, because like I'm taking 20% of your revenue forever, right? So that could happen, which protects, I guess, or whatever. And then the other side is that I grew you. Okay, can I have 20 to 30% back? No, I have nothing to protect me. So I just like kind of grew you and just kind of screwed off, and that's that. Like, that's why this agreement contract would benefit. Yeah, I think it needs to be in place. But again, I was kind of zoning off a little.
Thought someone was suicidal, so I'm trying to take advantage of someone who's suicidal. Dude,
because your message to him comes after his February 3rd post. No,
I watched his stream. I was in his stream. I watched his stream every day. I was on his chat. I'm probably still on his chat. Here, wait, let me go look. Maybe it didn't ban him.
Oh boy.
I have no way to verify this. I have no way to verify this at this point. I would actually really, I'm really curious on the, well, that doesn't even prove anything either. I would be very interested on the timestamp of his tweet and then your DM, but I have no way to verify that.
Okay, so
I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I have no way to verify it. I'm just going off the photos.
Do you not see how damaging this is to someone's character? When I saw him on stream, he was talking about struggling. So then what do? I offer him something. And now people are saying I tried to take advantage of someone who's suicidal? Like, do you not see how affecting this is to me? Like, I've been doing nothing. I've just been playing League, being chill, playing Kane, having fun. Then this guy flames me, and now he's starting all this drama because he flamed me. Like, I'm not gonna make you rewatch the game, but if you rewatched it, it's like just really weird that he comes out, flame me all game. I say one thing back, and then he just goes after me. Like, what? It's not like, and then, dude, I don't know. It's just really not worth people. I don't know. People are just saying I'm victim carding when people are saying I tried to take advantage of someone who's suicidal. Like, if there's no correlation between how fucked up that is, I don't know what to say. It's like, this is so damaging. I've been doing nothing but trying to better myself, and people don't understand. Trying to better yourself isn't overnight. I've had this hard stigma about me that I'm the worst person ever, and so every day I try and better myself, and every single thing I do winds up being wrong, and it's so crazy.
Okay, what I'm about to say is going to sound very, very, very cold, right? But it's because I'm separating myself from the conversation. Everything that you just said has nothing to do with the argument at hand, though.
No, but you're not seeing the thing. This is putting so much stress on me, so I can't even think properly. I think
he's reading chat. Karasmai.
It's so insane because I came from the exact same place, and people are saying I'm taking advantage of that, and I'm getting laughed at. It's really not a joke. Like, I don't consider mental problems or anything like that it's something that I would ever want to like do that about. Like, you know, it's a sensitive subject for me, and it's just like you're like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, no, man, this is my livelihood. This is me, man.
Okay, right. The last part though, I have no way to correlate it. You know, there's no way for me to do so anyway. I'm just saying I'm speaking strictly off of the screenshots, the timestamps.
What the hell? What the hell?
Hello?
What?
Hello?
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Ooh.
If you wanna end the conversation here, we can.
All right.
Okay. All right. Feel better.
Ross. Ross came
okay, my intent is not. Look, Twitch chat. My intent is not to inflict emotional harm here, right? But also at the very end, it's a common thing, right? I kind of don't even want to talk about it. I feel like I recognize what's happening at the very end, and I'm just gonna force it to stay on the subject matter, which is this. So I'm not gonna be influenced by it. It's yeah. You guys are terrible. I feel bad. Yeah, in a weird way I feel bad. Hi DJ Austin, you unsubbed.
You said unsubbed.
So anyways, I think for me, I already highlighted he had an out. The guy said too risky. He had an out. I highlighted the out. And you know, as someone that I'm very experienced in the industry, I know that's how you think. I know that's what you do. And I know that if he played it the way that I suggested that he could play it, which is to keep the DMs, keep the promise. If the guy revokes the promise and the guy's community is actually Karasmai's community, like imagine this. Imagine Max did something to fuck me over, right? When he was in Korea. Imagine that happens. He's doomed. Like the whole community is just a crossover, right? He's just doomed. It's like something like that, you know? So like I'm cognizant of that, and that's what happens with community crossovers. So he was given an out to further elaborate and other stuff. It didn't happen. Could it be ignorance? Yes. Could it be that he just doesn't know any better with the conversation? Yes. Been around a long time in esports. I've seen a lot of different conversational tactics. Now, again, they're all my own like subjective experiences. However, the language used inside of the tweets, from everything that I know, is directly in line with what you would see from con men. And I'm not saying that he was conning. If I had to if I had to bet 30% of my income on it, I probably would.
Oh my god.
But no, I mean no, but it's mostly because of the language. It's too vague, it's too loose, it's too loopholey. But yeah, there is no contract in place. There's nothing hammered out. There's nothing there. But like, I feel like if someone just open-endedly agreed to this, it gets kind of sticky because then they would claim that the language that they would, it's sort of whatever. But yeah, the timing's really bad. I mean, the timing's really, really, really bad, especially because even if he's not, everything is getting worse. I don't know, man. I mean, this language here is also that of a mentally unwell person. Locked into an apartment, lease bells are fucking my mental, everything's getting worse. Also, while you're having this conversation or like while you're looking into the person, I would find it hard, especially when you go to DM someone. If I'm going to go to DM Rob Forgotten Project and I click his Twitter.
Hey, he's not following him.
I mean, usually the top tweet is going to appear. You know, maybe it's not the top tweet of the time, but anyways, yeah. He hasn't said a word this whole fucking stream. He owes me 35%, honestly. Like, this is terrible.
I don't know what to say. You know, when he said the argument that he doesn't have a good reputation, that's why it was harder for him to climb streaming.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? There's so many streamers that literally got big because of bad reputation.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, there was a lot of things I wanted to talk on, but the thing is that the conversation kept attempting to steer off the subject matter. And
yeah,
you can't
because
let that happen.
Because he's
Right.
bothered by something else than the actual subject.
So you can't allow that to happen. So you have to always just steer it right back.
But also, you know what's funny
What
to
did
me?
Tyler say? What did
Wait,
Tyler say?
Tyler's in the
here?
chat?
Oh, you're just mentioning him.
You know what's funny to me?
Is Tyler here actually? Maybe he is here. Is he streaming?
Oh.
Is he here? He's not even here. Tyler, you suck. I'm kidding. Honestly, I learned the most from Tyler out of anyone.
How is someone of his nature, with the language that he was using in tweets, how is he gonna offer someone a contract, by the way? How?
Well, right, but I think this is apparent, right? I'm having an open conversation. Obviously, I'm not getting emotional in the conversation. I understand he was doing so once I recognize that, I think it's fine to stop there. But also, I wasn't budging to the appeals to emotion.
Yeah, it cares about cracked.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yeah, he's emotional right now, so also thoughts that he might be having about the subject matter and the conversation might not totally be accurate. You know. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Sanch, you streaming or what?
Oh no, he's gonna do a joke.
You could give him a hose if he gives it
I can give him a hose, you know, like. Jeez. Oh, where's? Jeez. Who needs 30% right now? I need 30%. No.
All right. Let's see. That didn't end well for Karasmai because he got emotional. My stance still stands. I think 20%. Like, okay, let's say I went from Facebook to Twitch. Oh my god, 20 to 30% for host from LS. Whew, be sick. I know it'd be like 100 to 200 or 300 if you're Andy, if I stuck with my grind, honestly, I could probably get 600 in like 2 months. That's not good enough. I'm not doing that. I would hate that. I although I mean, I have YouTube income, right? So I wouldn't care about money, but like making money, he's getting like 2K just off Twitch, and you're getting 20 to 30%. That's bad, but like, I feel like I wouldn't take the 20 to 30%, and then you can leave them to dry technically. I definitely would not take 20 to 30% because I wouldn't care about like $200 or $300. But obviously, like, Karasmai, like, again, that is open talk. Like, it's not all in subject, you know? Like, I don't like it. There's so much more to talk about, and I still think Karasmai's side is fine to offer. I don't even think he did anything bad. I think it was just blown out a really big proportion. A lot of people are saying on the other side, there's predatory tactics, and that's what people have a problem with. Like, it sounds like Karasmai is like a con man, but like, he's just offering a deal, and I think people are weary that Karasmai would scam him. But obviously, that's all open to talk for. It's not like he's gonna be like, yeah, I'll take 20 or 30% while I just screw off for 2 years. And that's like, I think that's what people are saying from the contract people who like put you in jail, like Machinima and all that. Like that, those people couldn't. Yeah, I think I almost got into Machinima. I think I was. I don't remember. Either way, I think I was in those YouTube networks back then. They were needed. Now Google finally fixed it. I was like, what are you useful for? And most of them aren't really useful. I'm in a network, but I get a benefit of something. I don't know if I should say it. Yeah, I get 100%. Like, that's why I'm in a network. I get 100% of my network. Used to be like 70%. I think I was in broadband TV, BBTV. I get offers like that all the time. It's so annoying. 70%, 90% still scam to me. Just take 100 or screw off. Unless they benefit you. Now those are scams. This one is more like probably like a help. But now I understand community size. You can call out someone for, like, let's say that agreement goes haywire. I think LS's point is I could just call him out. He was being a dick, and now, you know, that would be Karasmai's leverage if he Forgotten Project grew to 5,000 Andy, and then he could probably be like, oh, but he's never paying me anymore, and then, you know, that he could call him out. But I don't think that would be as efficient. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.